Happy lunch hour, guys. Okay, Friday afternoon. And the topic I want to discuss today is something you guys have emailed me about, been in the news lately, a little bit, and multiple different things. And that's Prepper's Paradise, if you will, Walmart. Uh, Now, there's a lot of news going on with Walmart. And if there's anybody in the United States that doesn't know what Walmart is anymore, I'd be dumbfounded. Okay. I don't care if you just illegally crossed the border from Texas. Within 24 hours, you know what a Walmart is. Now, preppers love Walmart, A, because you can pretty much go in and get everything, from food to camping supplies to medicines to God knows what. Okay, it's a great place to stock up and things are cheap. Don't have to tell anybody that. However, you got to remember what made Walmart so big originally. Walmart's big claim to fame was they had a distribution center within an 8 hours drive of any store in the United States. So if something sold out today, they could have it back on the shelves tomorrow. Okay, no big deal. Call up the local distribution center and say, hey, we need 2 more pallets full of widgets. And the next day, 2 more pallets full of widgets showed up. They were good. Well, here's what's going on. And like I said, Walmart being in the news like crazy. First off, you had the huge fire in Plainfield, Indiana, the other day, suburb of Indianapolis, that destroyed the warehouse. Now, the interesting part about this one, okay, and again, I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories, but you start thinking about some of this stuff. The ATF is now involved in the investigation. They still will not let crews in there. They're still trying to determine what the cause was. Okay. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms doesn't usually do fire investigations. Just want you to figure that one out. Okay. Why are they there? All right. Now, the other thing that you guys have brought up to me in numerous emails is Walmart restricting the amount of things you can purchase. And so yesterday I went to my Walmart and I asked the manager. Now, mind you, my Walmart here is not a super center. It's your old school Walmart. I've talked about it before. I mean, there's a couple aisles of canned goods and dry goods and one row of refrigerated. I can buy milk, butter, bacon, bologna, whatever it is, but no bakery, no, I can't go in there and buy ground beef or anything like that. Okay, so it's a regular, the old style Walmart, which was kind of like a Kmart, if you will. Still has everything else, sporting goods and garden center and everything like that, but it's a smaller Walmart. I asked them, yes, there is a limit in this store of 200 items. And I said, okay. I said, now how does that work? I said, if I want a flat of green beans, does that count as one item or does that count as 12? And she said, no, that counts as 12. Okay. I asked why, and she said she didn't know, that it was just a directive that came from her district manager. Fine, fair enough. Okay. Not going to be able to track down a district manager or something like that to ask questions. Who the hell am I? But you guys have told me stories about limiting to 150, 175, and 200 as well. So, now, my guess is they're trying to prevent any sort of run on stuff. Now, a pack of toilet paper that's got 36 rolls in it, it's one pack. It's not 36, okay? But anything that's got a price tag on it counts as one item. So you don't go in there, if you can find ammo, buy a box of ammo, and that counts as 50 items. No, it doesn't work that way. All right, so, but then the other thing comes up is that Walmart's announced recently that they are going to be closing more stores. Now, most of you guys have probably seen that Walmart's changed their hours. Most of them used to be open 24/7. Now they're open from 8 to 11. They're backing off. Why? That's probably because of staff. All right, they don't have enough people. Walmart has already said, and you guys have probably noticed this, that they have gotten rid of the overnight restocking crew. And so now they restock during the day. So when you're going into Walmart, you're seeing pallets and people stocking shelves at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because they can't do it overnight. Again, this is because of staffing shortages. Now, remember what Walmart's trying to do here, guys. All right, they're trying to make money. And when everybody wants $15, $20, $25 an hour to put cans of green beans on the shelf, Walmart's like, oh, hell no, not going to happen. All right, especially when you've got overnight shifts, which is always difficult to find people to work those. Okay, and they're going to ask for even more money because it's an overnight shift. Then you get into why are they getting rid of cashier's lanes and putting in all the self-checkout? Again, it comes down to personnel. Now, I want you to think about this. For any business, the number one expense, okay, outside of the product you're selling, stuff like that, okay, the number one expense for any business is their retail location, okay, the rent or lease or whatever it is on the land, the building, the electricity, the water, whatever to run it. That's the number one expense. The number two expense is employees. Okay, and again, depending on an industry, all right, a law firm is paying more for employees than they are for the space, but those are 1, 2. Why is Walmart closing stores? Well, they're trying to now compete with Amazon. Okay, they've always been trying to compete with Amazon, but this is what they've come out and said is they are going to move more toward an online retailer. Okay? That's all fine and dandy. I shop on Walmart online sometimes. Sometimes the stuff I can find is on Amazon. Sometimes the stuff I find is on Walmart. Compare the two prices, whatever it is, and they deliver it to the house. That's great. Here's the problem. There's a lot of places, my town being specific, okay, or my area, is, it's a half an hour to get to Walmart, okay, but there's nowhere else I can go to buy a lot of the stuff Walmart carries. I mean, so now I'm expected to drive an hour to Knoxville or an hour up to Kentucky, maybe to go get something like pots and pans or towels or something like that, tennis shoes. There's nowhere else to buy those in my local area. And that's probably very true about a lot of small towns. Think about this for a second. And we've talked about the issues. Let's move everybody to the city. Let's build big apartment complexes. Let's make it controllable. Does Walmart see the writing on the wall that, hey, if they're going to try to move all the people out of these small towns, let's get ahead of the game and get out of the small towns? Just something to think about, because like you, I do a lot of my shopping in Walmart, okay? Whatever it would be. And, believe me, Dollar General and Walmart are the two places that I get probably 80 to 90% of the goods that I need for daily life, let alone prepping, okay? I mean, whatever it would be. I need seeds. If I don't buy them online, I buy them at Walmart, okay? I need potting soil. I need, like I said, canning jars, whatever it would be. Walmart, there we go. If Walmart starts disappearing, okay, this is where you get a problem. I'm not going to buy shoes via Walmart's website. I need to try them on. I'm not going to buy potting soil at Walmart. I'm not going to pay the shipping. A $6 bag of potting soil is going to cost me $18 because it's $12 worth of shipping, whatever it would be. This is where this gets concerning and worrisome. What are going to be your alternate sources, even before SHTF, for getting whatever supplies you need if all of a sudden you don't have your main source? At $4.50 a gallon of gas where we are now, and my good old truck that gets 16 miles to a gallon, okay, if I got to drive all the way into Knoxville to go to a Walmart or a Home Depot or something like that, I mean, that's the nearest Home Depot, where Lowe's to me is an hour's drive away. If I've got to do something like that, oh, gee, well, now we're talking about, $20, $30 round trip in gas just to go get something. This is where things could get very, very difficult. Understand what Walmart's principle is, but you need to understand what your principles are. How are you going to get the stuff that you can't get online because they're cost prohibitive, or isn't sold online, or is out online, or you need immediately? Honey, I have a headache. I need some aspirin. Oh, crap, we're out. Let me run to the store. I'll get you some real quick. Rather than, let me get with Amazon real quick. And in 2 to 3 days, if I'm paying for Prime, now I can have my aspirin delivered to me. Great, thanks. I'm going to have a headache for 2 to 3 days. Okay. Things like that. This is stuff that you need to search out now, guys. Your alternative sources, your mom and pops. We're going back to the 1950s, 1960s, before you had the superstores. Where can you get some of this stuff? If it ain't Home Depot, is there a local hardware store? Okay. Some of y'all are old enough to remember the 5 and Dimes, a Woolworths or something like that. Those may be coming back, because you can expect very quickly that as supply chains get tighter, wages keep $15 an hour minimum wage keep going up, okay? Costs keep getting more expensive. Businesses have an obligation to cut costs wherever they can. Number 1 and number 2 are physical presence and staff. If they can cut both of those, they can stay profitable. And the ones that suffer are you and me. Pinball out.